They can hear you.
Okay, so we can group factor in this one. So this one can be group factor into x. The common factor of the first group is x, right? So this one can be take the common factor out. They will be changed into this one. And the second group is the second here. The common factor is the -6, right? So take -6 out. So the rest will be here. So right now we can to factor this group. The common factor of them is the x plus 1 is the common factor, right? The rest will be here, right? Do you think it's easy? Right? All right. So that's too easy for you, I think. You guys definitely can do this one. We practice a lot. All right. So let me clear all the whiteboard and go to a new topic, a new kinds of question. All right. So if you have a question, just bring this up. All right. So second question is the still homework 21 here is number 19. Number 19. Here question is 72 and negative 18x minus 2x squared here. Right? So like this one, how we factor? This is, we better reorganize this one first, right? So we reorganize. At the same time, we can find their common factor in the coefficient. That is this -2, -18, and 72. At least the -2, we can take it out first, right? So the rest would be x squared. And please don't write on the whiteboard, please. I know it's someone right there. And next would be positive 9x and minus 36, right? No, yeah. So you can got it here. So so come to the next step. It will be factor this one. This one can be broken down. What can be find their result would be positive 9. We need to find factor here. So this factor could be factored. You
Yes.
positive 12, right? -3. This is the quick one. You can find out this one. So it means like the positive 9 can be rewrite into what? Rewrite into 12x and minus 3x and minus 36. Right, you got it? Right. So you can still group factoring, the same thing to group factoring. So I just now spend time to try to do this one. So you can see is x plus 12 is one of them, x minus 3. You got it? So it's easy. All right. This is the factor. All right. Okay, let's go to the 55. So this one is actually first we need, let me put this one on here first. 55 actually is 40 cubic and minus 5t squared and minus 21t equals 0. So actually this is goes to the final solutions, right? So how to do this one? Actually, we just use the exact knowledge what we learned, how to factor, right? So let's see this one first. So you can see the 3 terms here at least have one of the common factor t. We can take a t out first. So what's the rest? So the rest would be here and -5t a minus 21 equals 0, right? So in this section, so you need to factor what? This is the A and this is the C, right? The A times C is equal what? 4 times -12t1. This one actually will write 2 times 2 times 3 times 7, right? So let's find out what kinds of factor the sum will be -5. We need to find this one. We'll try to match out, try to do this one, all right? So you can see what kinds of, which factor can be, and the factor result could be, the sum of the two factors would be -5. Which of them? So you can see, you can do something here. You can see 6, and here is 14. Do they match? 6 and -14. So it's not match, right? 6, 14 would be, two of them together would be 9 and 8. Let's see another one. Do you guys see, find out what kinds of can match? Actually, this one, you can see this one. This is -12, right? And +7. So they will be find out, right? This is -12 and +7. So it means this -5 should be break it down into what? -12t and +7t, right? Let me take this off. Oh, sorry. So let me rewrite here. Say t here is, so this became a group, one of the group. This is +7, and this 21 became another group. So this one will be 4t, and the rest is t minus 3, right? And the second group here, the 7 is the common factor, right? So we take 7 out, the rest is t minus 3, all right? So equal 0. So finally, this one will be factored into what? T times t minus 3 and 4t plus 7 equals 0, right? So you can got this one. So use our 0 factor string, the property, just like it means at least of the one factor, these 3 factor here, right? At least one of the factor need to be 0. So it means you can find the solution t can be 0, or this factor be 0, so it means t equal 3. Or this factor became 0, so it means t equal -7/4. So you have 3 results come out here. So I thought the results that most people wrong is, set this one is 0, set this one is 0. Forgot this one. T actually is also one of the factors. You can set t be 0 and make it 0, or equation be 0. You can see the very beginning here. So if you t put 0, each of the terms will be 0. So find definitely t equals 0 is one of the solution. All right. So don't forget this one. So most of people is forgot to write this one. All right. So the homework part is, I think this one is very representative example to talk about this one. Make sure to find the solutions. Actually, you can see the progress we can use. We noticed that we at least we know how to factor them. Oh no, this one say will be logged out in 10 minutes. You guys need, let me see what time is it. Maybe we needed to take break before we, no, after they terminate, we take a 10 minutes break and we come back, all right? Everyone can So let's say still have 10 minutes. So let's continue, move on. Let's talk as quick as possible.
Wait, will we need another meeting code for after the 10 minutes?
No, just use the same code, but you need to log out and re-log in, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. So during the time, you 5 minutes break. We don't like to spend 2 more minutes, so we still have time, 5 minutes flexible to make sure everyone was coming in at the on time, all right? Okay, so let's move on next one, the homework. Do you guys see my whiteboard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good. You're all measuring. So let me move on another one. Actually, one of the still our homework here, right here. In the last one is 88. This one is talking about real questions. Okay. I hope you guys still remember this one. I don't know, you guys still have your homework with you, but at least follow up, I have given you this homework here. So let me rewrite this one here. So 80 actually is talking about triangles. All right. Let's say it's 88. So find a perimeter. The perimeter of this one and then factor it. So the perimeter actually is the three. So the perimeter is the three sides passed together, right? So it will be easy. So first we find the second degree is right here, 3 of them. So totally plus is 5x squared, right? And the second one is right here. It's about negative 9x and here. Okay. All right. So this is, if you want to factor this one, so that will be easy, right? So find the A is 5, C is negative 2. So A times C equal 5 times negative 2. Actually, it's equal negative 10. Factor them and then find the factor will be negative 9. The sum of the factor will be negative 9. So that will be easy. Negative 10 times 1, right? So it means this one will be broken down positive negative 10x plus x minus 2. So will be net 5x, x minus 2, and the next one will be next. So you got it here is x minus 2 is the common one, 5x plus 1, right? You got it? Everyone got it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Right, very good. I very happy to hear everyone was get this one. All right, right now I have 12 people online. That's great. Wait a minute, make sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. So this is the homework part. I just bring these typical, most people wrong topics and from here to talk. All right. Okay. All right. So let's move on the homework of the last week. What did we learn from last week? Last week we talked about rational expression. All right. Here. Okay. So last week we talked about rational expression. Let's talk about here. Rational expression actually is the extensive part of this factor, right? So this one we talk about have like exactly like we talked about have the fractions. So fractions, you know, just quick examples. Like this one, when they turn together. So you can factor this out and became like this, right? Rational expression, actually we talked about this one is try to, earlier we talked about these kinds of fraction is all numerator and denominator is numbers. Right now this one is became have some polynomials. They have some nomials, unknown factors, variable kinds of things in here and in here. Let me give a quick example here, something we talk about. Please don't write on the whiteboard. All right, so let's see this example. This is what we call the rational expression. Okay, so in this kind of situation, firstly, we need to know that this denominator part, the denominator cannot be 0, right? So something like x minus 2, you cannot be 0. So it means at least x cannot be 2. If x equal 2, we call it undefined, right? Undefined. So it's make sure all the kinds of have these kinds of format. Denominator part cannot be equal 0. That's the most important thing. So it means q cannot be equal 0. All right. All right. Second one. So when we talk about these kinds of expressions, we often need to know how we simplify it. How to simplify it. So if some of say quick example, how to simplify. Simplify. All right, let me quick example like our fraction. When we talk about fractions, something like say this one. All right, this is the fraction, but this one was not a simplified fraction, right? Because 6 and 15 have the common factor. 6, it can be rewritten into 2 times 3, right? And 15, you can rewrite into 15 rewrite into what? 3 times 5. So actually 3 is the common factor, right? So you can common factor out, it became 1 and 1. And you can simplify like this. And the same in the rational expression. Same in the rational expression. Okay, let me quick example say here. X minus y. Y minus x. So right now this is actually the top and bottom actually opposite to each other, right? Is it correct? Anyone in listening?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So actually the bottom denominator part can be rewritten into x minus y. So you can consider this part at least by the same factor.
-1.
Yeah, -1. That's good. All right, let me clear all this.
Divided by -1.
Yep, exactly. All right, clear all.
Yeah.
So it means rational expression can be simplified, right? First. Also, firstly, we know undefined. Make sure what's the denominator cannot and simplify. And the third one we call about these kinds of fraction also have calculations. If you have one of this one, R and S have 2 fractions, they have the calculation, right? Say P, Q, ln times R over S. So how you guys did it? So you guys find the numerator one is actually time together, right? And denominator part time together as well, right? Right? Okay, so let's see this one. In our homework, let me bring one of our homework one to see here. All right, so number 17. Number 17. Number 17, so here is a 5x cubic y squared over z times z over 5x. If they are terminated, they are terminated. We just take a break, all right? I just keep reminding you, make sure you guys do. So you can see this is actually one of the rational expression. This is second rational expression, and then time together, right? So if you turn together, actually, if you do nothing,